Good morning to all. Today we're going to discuss about ER model in database management system. So before starting with that, let me discuss about the data model. What is data model? So before developing or designing a database, we must develop a model. In that, we can know what are the things we have to add or remove. So before implementing into the real, we can create a model for that, right? So for that, the data model is there. So data model is a set of tools describes the entities and attributes of the entities and the relationship between the entities. So here the data modeling is a process of creating a model for the data be stored in the database. So the popular data models are two types, ER model and relational model. Some other models also there, hierarchical model and other models also there. So in that design phase, there are several steps to follow. First step is in the design process is first characterize the data need where from the database users. So first part is the requirement collection. So we have to collect the requirement from the user. After that, we have to choose a data model. And then final phase, moving that design the model to implementation of the database. So the logical design is designing on the database schema. It's based on the schema, the logical design will there. So it should have the sometimes the physical design deciding the physical layout, physical structure of the database. Types of relational model. Under the relational model, the conceptual data model is there, representational data model is there, and physical data model is there. So let me discuss about a conceptual data model. So conceptual data model, it's understand the need or requirement of the particular database, and the requirement gathering process is done before designing a data model. The very popular model of conceptual data model is ER model. So ER model is a high-level design model which is used to define the data and its relationship between them. So basically the conceptual design of any database is very easy to design. It's provide a view of data. And in that conceptual data modeling, we have to think about the ER model basic components. First, entity. So entity is a real world object. So anything like a name, space, place, or a particular thing. So we can take it as an object. So these are represented by in the diagram like a flow chart. The representation of the entity in ER diagram is a rectangle shape, and attributes can be defined by using oval shape or a ellipse shape in your diagram. For example, if you take a student as an entity, roll number, name, marks, class, subject, department as a attributes. Relationship means that from one particular organization there are one or more entities are participating, and the relationship among the entity in that organization will be represented by the relationship shape. The diamond shape or rhombus shape will be used for representing it. Then representational data model, it is used to represent only the logical operations performed on the database and does not represent the physical structure. So several operations are unary, binary, and extended operations also there. Projection operators, and selection operator, prediction operators, rename, union, cross product. These are all the comes under relational algebraic functions. Physical data model is used to practically implement the relational model by using SQL. Structure query language is used to periodically practically implement a relational model. So the best example also. And design approach is entity design relationship model. The model enterprise a collection of entities in relationship, and the thing or object will be represented as an entity. Relationship is an action association among the entity, and the attributes are called the property of an entity. So this will be represented in ER model. So why use ER model in DBMS means it makes easy to convert any relations and does not require any technical knowledge or no hardware support is needed for designing ER diagram. So that particular purpose we are using. And another thing is the shapes or symbols are used in AR model. Rectangle shape is for entities, and ellipse shape for attributes, and diamond shape for relationship. Line will be indicate the attributes and entity connections, and double ellipse is a multi-valued attribute, and double rectangle will be so it's a weak entity. So the entity if a weak, it depends on another entity. And the entity is a strong entity and weak entity. Attributes comes under the key attribute or composite attribute, multi-valued attribute, derived attribute, and relationship is the one to one to many, and many to one, many to many. In that strong entity means the entity is which is used to represent the entire ER model. It does not depend on any other model entity in the organization. So weak entity is an entity kind of thing. It depends on the another entity means it's called a weak entity. For example, like a customer and loan. So loan number is depends on the customer number. So here the loan will be a weak entity and the customer will be a strong entity. And attributes are key attribute, primary key, like a primary key attribute also we can use for every entity. There will be a key attribute. Composite attributes are like combination of many sub attributes, and multi-valued attribute. The person can have multiple phone numbers, so that will be represented by multi-valued attribute. And derived attribute, the value will be derived from some other attribute. The relationship may be one to many, many to one, many to many. Like that we can use. Then motivation behind you using your diagram is conceptually it's a very easy one for designing, and better visual representation will be provided by using ER diagram, and effective is an effective communication tool, and it's a highly integrated with the relational model and also easy conversion from this to the database. Thank you.